And he exercised all the power of the first beast. And he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in sight of men. Atomic weaponry. And the miracles that they try to give you is Hollywood. Lord have mercy, I was in there watching them Transformers in the other night, boy, I was loving that. That's the miracles, making that stuff seem like it's real when we know it ain't. And deceiveth them that dwell on the earth. And that's why Jesus said, take heed that no man deceive you, because this beast is a man. You hear me? Yeah. And he deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast which had the wound by the sword and did live, and they got you with the image of the beast. And he had power to give life into the image of the beast. That's Jesus. They gave power to that image. You can't tell nobody that ain't their Christ. You can't see a white Muhammad and tell an Arab that that ain't the true Muhammad. Right or wrong? You can't say that John of Zebedee, John the Baptist. You can't call them black, because they gave life to that image. That ain't no but an image. Who in the Bible, the only people in the Bible that's white are lepers. And that's in Leviticus 13. The other cracker that pops up in the Bible is King Herod, because he's trying to kill the little baby Jesus. You hear me? And a bunch of nasty women that Judah was marrying. Am I right, Hakeem? Right. Judah just was running up in white girls. He ain't the only one. Esau too. Esau ran up to so many, he had to go to Ishmael and say, yo, man, I need a sister, man. I'm looking at my kids. He talking to his uncle Ishmael. I'm looking at my kid. Ishmael in there. Don't bring them around here, but I see my nephews and nieces. They crazy as hell. So he was like, come on, Uncle. So he gave him one of his daughters. He gave him one of his daughters to marry. You see that? And people make the image of the beast and make it real. That's what all these scriptures is talking about. That's what everybody is saying. They'll make you white in the future. Watch what I'm telling you. You know how they make you white? My dear sisters are blonde in their hair. You go buy some blue contact. You start putting that white cream on you, right? You know sisters is nice wide. You know how we like them like that, brothers. We don't like those thin mints, do we? You got to have a curve for us, right? That's right. So why are our women trying to look like them? Brothers too. Brothers don't want to talk like the voice of many waters that the Bible said. Brothers want to talk like your essence. How you doing? You supposed to have a, remember we said, I'm black and I'm proud? Where did this come from? I'm soft and I'm nice? Come on. We was raised in fishing power. We don't bend our wrists. He got us trying to be like him. He trying to make us like Caesar. We ain't Caesar. Right? We supposed to be gods. Now they got us wearing mohawk haircuts. Going back to the land of Nod. Pretty soon they're going to be putting colors down. Got them in the kids. They don't want the adults to have them. Got them in the kids. Trying to make them. And then we want you to party like a rock star. Boy, you let my little nephews bring that in the house, I'm going to slap him through the wall. I ain't going to lie to you. And tell my brother why. Because I'm not playing that. I'm serious, I'm not playing that. And that's how they got you in the image, and they make that image real. So be careful. Don't let our kids start eating raw meat and dead animals on stage at a concert. Don't let that happen. That's that punk rock. That's them crazy people. Don't let that ever happen to our kids. You hear me? Where we at?
We on 15.
And the power that gave life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many would not worship the image of the beast, what do? They didn't start messing with us as Nawabians until the Reverend Dr. York put a black Jesus poster up there. They're like, oh, hell no. You see that? They started tripping. A guy seen it on TV, ran out with his t-shirt and underwear to climb up the pole. He didn't care. Because if you put that image out there of reality, they will kill you. You start, go to your job tomorrow and say, Jesus was black, Abraham was black. Go tell that to the Jews. Go tell some Muslim, hey, you know Muhammad was a black man? You know that? You know he was a newborn Akhi? Be careful, because that nigga right there might, you know, he might say, time, bro, this nigga go right now. Because I see right now, he tripping. I'm going back to sit on the right hand of law. I'm sending him down to Jahannam. And he calls all both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. And that's the mark of the beast, darling. And that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. So you need not only, what did he say? Now,
the mark, the name.
You got there's the name, right? Right?
Yeah.
That's the marking, them codes, right? And that's the number that those codes add up to. This is 6, because you know this is 6. Sigma 6, and the SA is 6. All that is 666. These barcodes all line up with 6 to give you that 666. So you ain't gonna be able to buy nor sell unless you got what? Cashless society. But that ain't gonna bother you, because that's how you gotta survive. But when you start doing this to it, when you do this to it, that's when you have problems. That's the problem. Not for you to feed your family or to buy some clothes. That's not the problem. The problem is when you do that. You hear me? Don't do that. Here is wisdom. Let him that have the overstanding count the number of the beast. For it is the number of a what? Man. And his number is 606 score and 6. So the man is going to give you the mark of the beast. There's nothing you can do unless you decide to just live outside of his world. And you can do that by going to a nice place like Belize, grow your own food and just be chilling. There won't nobody bother you. They won't care about you. See that? But as long as you're with him, you're going to need that to survive. So it's not a bad thing, it's a survival thing. It gets bad when you do what? Worship it. Man, y'all let me leave an S out of here, man. Come on. Keep reading.
And the dragon gave to its power and its throne and great authority.
You notice how the dragon gave it to him? That seed of that reptile gave it to him. A dragon gave him authority. And the dragon gave authority to who? Who did he just see? John was describing a beast. So that beast got his power from where? The dragon. Go ahead. And
I saw one of his heads as though slaughtered to death.
That's talking about many presidents that went through that wounded stage. And he was what? It was a deadly wound that was healed, and all the world wondered after who? The beast. And they did ordain the beast. The beast they were talking about had them 6s in his name, like it says down here in verse 16. And it was Ronald Wilson Reagan. Did they adore that beast when he died all over the world? You see that? They didn't do that to Johnson's wife that just died, did they? No. But they did it to him. He went to damn near every country, because he went to every continent of them 7 heads. And they were ordaining that beast. Go ahead. And they worshiped the dragon, which gave power unto the beast. And they worshiped the beast, saying, who is like unto this beast? Because he's bragging. Nobody is like this beast. And is able to make war with him. That's when you know it's the end of an era, because everybody's making war with the beast now. And there was a given unto him a mouth speaking great things, and blasphemy, and power was given unto him to continue 42 months. And that's happening now. He wants an extension. And he opened his mouth in blasphemy against God, to blaspheme his name and his tabernacle and them that dwell in heaven. So this beast is blaspheming. That's why he don't respect religion. That's why when you tell him about Allah, he'll say Allah. That's why in their vocabulary they have God damn. That's why on a dollar bill he says he trusts in God. He ain't got no faith. He don't listen to God, but he just trusts in that. You see that?
Yeah.
Because he don't give no respect to God. Because his leadership is that dragon. And let me tell you something about that dragon. Don't you get confused with the dragon. Because you got what there's called in this Bible, all them scriptures and around the world, you got what you call the Natas. That's a group of beings. Luciferians, that's another group of beings. Shaitanium, that's another group of beings. Then you got demons. Every religion calls that. Every people on the planet say that. In so much, if I'm a Muslim, I'm talking about shaitan, but I'm talking also about a Jan and a Jinn. If I'm in the church, I'm talking about the devil, Lucifer, seraphims, cherubims, demons, vipers, dragons, monsters, mummies. I'm talking all kinds of stuff in the church, right? When I go down to Judaism, I'm talking about vipers, I'm talking about golems, I'm talking about other different sets, in so much I'm saying Yahwehs. Because remember, Yahweh. When I write the word Yahweh, this is going to help you out there once again. When I say Yahweh, I know what I'm saying because I'm saying Yah, which is told, for to be agreeable. And when I say Ra, I'm saying disagreeable in Hebrew. So I'm talking about 12 beings that are agreeable, and then I'm talking about 12 beings, elders, that are disagreeable. Now, on the disagreeable side, they didn't translate it as Yahweh, they translated Yahweh as Lord. And Yahweh is a group of people. Now, if I take this word Yahweh and translate it as Lord, sometimes I'm calling one of the ways a Lord. The disagreeable side, the cherub side. So when I open up the Bible and I go to Samuel's, I'm looking at this guy as being called a Lord. But when I go to 1 Chronicles, I see that they calling him Satan. And it's the same verses. One verse is calling him the Lord, the other one is calling him Satan. Why? Because they know that was a disagreeable and a Yahweh. Why do you think they put two demons on the garden? They put two cherubs there to keep Adam and Eve butt out of the garden. Right or wrong? Right. Two one that'll take that sword and say, yeah, come on up in here, Adam. Where your woman at? We'll get her too. You see that? So what happens is you got to be careful because you think these people are being religious to you when they're not. You in the slave hut praying for, yo, Most High, get these shackles and chains off me. This nigga in there praying to the dragon, his God said, yo, dragon, keep them niggas in slavery. And they gonna tell you you got the same God? How can you? How you gonna be tight? One's telling them keep them in slavery, the other one's saying get him out. Which one did this God answer? Because he's not talking about no God like you talking about. And they verify it right here when they talk about this dragon. You hear me?
I hear you.
And he opened, and it was given unto him to make war with who? The saints. And to overcome them. That's your Martin Luther King, Elijah Muhammad, all the saints that was helping us. And power was given over all kindreds and tongues and nations. That's why they got everybody here in America under their foot. This is the tongues and nations that they're talking about that he controls. And all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him, whose names are not written in the book of the Lamb, slain from the foundation of the world. Their names ain't getting, everybody that worship this here. That's him. That's how he got you worshiping throughout the world. This here. This is worship now. People love this, right? People will kill for this, right? Because this is what they worship. That's how he got it. Now, is that a black man? Is that a black woman? No. But all this is because they took your traditions, took your symbols in order to create one for himself. Is Egypt not black? Yes. Right? Now when you go here, you'll see a sun. 5-pointed stars making up a 6-pointed star. Because he took your way of life and showed how he took it by showing you his. You see that? And that's why you see a dove in here. A dove is a filthy creature. But he got you thinking the dove is cool. Dove ain't nothing but a white pigeon. Pigeon nasty as I don't know what, and y'all all know it. He's an albino pigeon. Ain't nothing good about that. But he got you thinking so. You see that? All right. Where we at? 9. Oh, this guy got me all messed up. Okay, come on, brother. All right.
If any man have an ear, let him hear.
If anybody's listening, please let him hear.
He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity.
That's right.
He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints.
He who lives by the sword must what? He who dropped atomic weapons going to get an atomic weapon dropped on him. And I beheld another beast. This is another one coming out of the earth. And he had 2 horns like a lamb, and he spoke as a dragon, right? Because now there's another beast coming. And he exercised all the power of the first beast before him, and caused the earth and them which dwell therein to worship that first beast, Ronald Reagan, whose deadly wound was healed. Now you got another family line. All them Negroes is all in the family line. Not one president has been elected is not in that family line. Was Colin Powell going to be elected as president at one time? They wanted him to run, correct? Yeah. Do you know he's his ancestry leads down the Bush family? Yeah. Clinton and them, they're all relatives. That's why they say, I see another beast. I see another one of these coons coming up. That's a family line.